Welcome back to History in Motion. Let's recap to our previous chapter. Children of the Flame, the myth, science and mystery of fire. Long before cities lit up the night, fire was nature's most mysterious force, flashing across the savannah and reshaping everything it touched. But how did our ancestors transform wild, unpredictable flame into the heartbeat of human progress? Scientists have uncovered clues in million-year-old ashes and charred bones, revealing a stunning truth. From bold experiments with flint and wood, early humans become masters of fire, sparking revolution in cooking, tools, and even storytelling around the hearths. The discovery of fire did not change the world. It made us truly human. And now, let's begin our today's journey. The birth of technology, ropes, containers, and tools that made us humans. Before the first city rose above the plains, before the words of kings were carved in stone, there was a quieter, more profound revolution, the birth of technology. Imagine a landscape with no roads, no metals, no domesticated animals, just raw, untamed nature and small groups of early humans struggling to survive. But in this struggle, a handful of humble inventions changed our destiny forever. This is the story of how ropes, containers, and tools transformed us from smart animals to the architecture of civilization. How did twisted plant fiber, hauling a god, and shaping stone become the blueprint of humanity's ascent? Tonight, let's travel back into the Stone Age, to the heart of the first real technological revolution. Humans have always been defined by their tools. But millions of years ago, life was precarious and perilous. Survival meant adaptation to an ever changing environment, filled with predators and uncertainty. Early hominids survived on their wits, using their hands to scavenge, defend, and build. Long before the pyramid, before writing, and even before fire was fully mastered, our ancestors learned to shape stone into sharp edge. This was more than a mere survival tactic. It was a leap in congestion, a first step in the long process of becoming human. The Stone Age, spanning at least 2.5 million years, saw an explosion of innovation. But these early humans were more than tool makers. They were pattern seekers and problem solvers. They looked at the world and saw opportunities. A stick became a lever, a rock a blade, and a vine a strong tie. This willingness to adopt, to experiment, and to transform the environment is the true story of technology birth. The first known tools belong to a tradition called the Oldowan, created by Homo habilis 2.5 million years ago. Chaff flakes and cores, napped from river cobbler, allowed our ancestors to butcher carcasses and break bones for nutritious marrow, a vital edge in a harsh world. Over the centuries, as skills spread and improved, more sophisticated tools were emerging. Auckland hand axe, shaped by Homo erectus, were a technological breakthrough. Symmetrical teardrop shaped, capable of chopping wood, shaping other materials, and preparing hides. Remarkably, these tools remained unchanged for hundreds of thousands of years, a testament to their utility and the staggering inertia of early innovation. But as important as stone tools were, they were just the beginning. To truly master the land, humans needed to innovate further. Stone was hard, but it was limited for greatness. Humans needed flexibility, both in mind and in material. One of the most elusive yet revolutionary early technology was rope. Unlike a stone, rope seldom survived the centuries. It's perishable, easily lost to rot. yet tiny clues remains. Impression on ancient pottery, microscopic plant fiber preserved in caves, and beautifully preserved fragment dating back more than 40,000 years. Neanderthals too left behind traces of twisted fibers, evident that the art of toolmaking is older and more widespread than previously believed. Imagine the cognitive leap required. Rope is not a product of direct observation. No animal in nature weaves plant fiber into strong, flexible strands. To create rope, one must imagine the potential hidden in raw materials, understand the principle of tension, and manipulate the world with precision. The first rope was probably made from brass, grasses, and animal sinew. Early humans twisted these fibers together, perhaps starting with a simple two-ply cord, experimenting, refining, and eventually discovering braiding and knotting technology that made ropes more stronger and durable. The impact was profound. Rope enabled these creation of composite tools, strong heads with lashes to wooden handles to make axes, spear, and digging sticks. Rope made it possible to construct shelter, fasten clothing, and create nets for fishing and hunting. It bound communities together, quite literally, allowing cooperation in constructing large structure, moving heavy loads, and working together on grander scale. Rope was and still is technology in its most versatile form, humble yet indispensable. If rope gave early humans the power to bind and connect, container gave them something equally transformative, the power to carry and store. In a world where water, food, and resources were often scattered and unpredictable, the ability to transport substances over distance was revolutionary. Animal bladder, hollow gourd, woven basket, and later clay pots become the multi-purpose vessel of ancient life. Archaeologists find evidence of ancient containers in surprising places. Impression of basket on fired clay, traces of plant fiber on grinding stones, remittance of pitch used to waterproof container, all points to a rich tradition of storage and carry technology, much of it invisible to the naked eye. The first container was improvised from whatever nature provided them. An ostrich egg, its top cagged away, made a perfect canteen for desert dweller. Containers changed the rhythm of humans' life. Forgoer could now wander further, transporting berries, nuts, root, and water back to camp. Surplus could be saved, seed stored for planting season, and precious item protected from the elements. Containers made settlement possible, paved the way for trade, and enabled new form of social organization. In the evolution of civilization, the container was as crucial as the plow or the wheel. Knots are the alchemy of rope, a marriage of geometry and practicality. Early knots were simple, loops and hitches used to secure, tie, and fasten. But as the rope work evolved, so did knot craft. Each new type of knot solved a unique problem, whether threatening an animal, anchoring a shelter, bundling firewood, or preparing trap for hunting. Knot may even have played a role in early symbolic thoughts. The precision required for advanced knot is mirrored in early art and language. A sequence of steps executed in order with a clear intent and a tangible result. Some researchers believe that a logical sequence of knot tying shares cognitive roots with the evolution of syntax in language. What made this invention world changing wasn't just their existence, but their combination. Rope made containers portable, tools made ropes, and containers manufacturable. The interplay created a positive feedback loop. Each solved problem revealed new possibilities, and new problem demanded new solutions. These feedback loop build the foundation of innovation, creativity, problem solving, and foresight. It pushed humans to explore new environments, invent new technologies, and expand into every corner of the globe. It's a common myth that Stone Age people were hapless brutes, barely scraping by. In reality, the evidence tells another story. Early humans mastered complex skills, collaborated in large groups, and innovated continuously around. The oldest rope found, a three-ply cord fragment, suggests that the maker understood advanced concepts like ply direction and twisted balance, principles still used by industrial rope makers today. Another surprise, much of rope work, basketry, and early textile production was probably carried out by women. In countless hunter gatherer culture observed in recent centuries, women become the guardian and innovator of these crucial skills, passing down knowledge that shaped community and economy. The early Stone Age wasn't only about brute force, it was about patience, abstract thought, and sharing qualities that remain as vital in modern technological society as they were tens of thousands years ago. Ropes, containers, and tools are humanity's first true technologies. They did not just change how people lived, they changed who we became. Stone axes shaped the hand and wrist, altering bone structure and dexterity. Ropes and containers used encourage planning and cooperation. The habit of inventing solution, of seeing potential in every rock or plant, become ingrained in the species psyche. Technology in its earliest form was already an externalization of imagination. Using ropes and container, early humans could carry their ideas, the seeds of agriculture, the possibility of trade, and the dreams of distant places. This capacity opened doors to larger networks, social complexity, and eventually to spoken language and symbolic art. Modern archaeological science lets us read the silent history left in this impermanent invention. Residual analysis, microscopic wear studies, and the comparison of stone tools edge revealed ancient methods of fiber processing or basket weaving. Scientists analyze impression in clay for patterns and techniques, reconstructing the skills and artistry of early makers. The overlay between fine motor skills used in rope making and the brain region responsible for planning, language, and mathematics revealed that our first step towards technology were also steps towards abstract, conceptual thought. From fragile plant fiber twisted together, from hollowed shell and stone blade, civilization was spun. The greatest technologies, so humble, so easily overlooked, are the foundation on which all others were built. Ropes enabled travel and settlement. Containers allowed storage, mobility, and foresight. Tools crafted from stone shaped the very bone of the hand and mind. None of these were the work of isolated geniuses. They were the shared heritage of countless generations, passed hand to hand, mind to mind, down the long corridor of time. And so, before there were empires, there were ropes. Before the first harvest, there was the basket. Before any scribe set pen to clay or chisel of stone, there was a human, hunched over a rock or strand of bark, shaping the world with purposes, imagination, and hope. The story of technology's birth is the story of ourselves, because to be human has always meant to make, to connect, and to dream. Next time on History in Motion, we ignite the story. What did Stone Age people eat? So thank you for joining in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And join me next time as we continue our story from stone to civilization.